Hello and welcome back to Spirit of Nature Art and the penultimate episode of this monster of an altered lapbook. So today we're making the last interactive page before we start to put everything together, because we've still got to do a closure, we've still got to finish things off and actually put these elements into our book. So today, the last interactive page. Some more of that wonderful tea-dyed tracing paper, a map fold to create a secret hidden pocket. So here we are. This is what we've done over the last couple of episodes with this accordion pocket here. We've got the waterfall on the other page there, but this is the one we've got left to do. So before we get started, I am going to prepare some tea-dyed tracing paper. So I've got tea bags, I've got some coffee in there, and I'm going to put a teaspoon of bicarb of soda in as well, just to kind of neutralise the pH. And just give that a right good mix around, let that sit and brew for a little while, and add some cold water to that, just so that I can get the tracing paper in there kind of quickly. So taking out my tea bags once it is the colour I want. Now tracing paper, when you put it in, is going to curl. So the key, here we go, the key is to get it underneath the water as quickly as you possibly can, because the quicker you can get it under the water, the less curl you're going to get. So those pages there have gone straight in and haven't curled at all. The curling doesn't matter, it just makes it a little bit awkward to get things in and out. So I'm going to leave this to soak for a few hours before I take it out and let it dry. I like to dry mine in the greenhouse at this time of year. And then I have also ironed this. So, because the tracing paper does get a little bit crinkly. So I've ironed these sheets, and I think I'm going to use this one because it's got loads of different kind of texture on it. Now I'm using an A3 sheet of tracing paper here, so I need to fold it in half. And then when I fold it in half again, it needs to sit on this piece of backdrop page that I've got. This is the right size for my page in my book. And I want this to have a little bit of a border around it. So I need my tracing paper, when it's already folded in half like this, I'm going to fold it in half again, and I need it to sit inside the boundary of my backdrop. So I'm just measuring it with a little border, and I'm going to double that, and that is the size that I need this piece of tracing paper to be. So I need to trim a little bit off. Remembering I've already folded this in half. This is an A3 sheet. So here we go, A3, fold it in half, fold it in half again. This is the size that needs to fit within that backdrop piece of paper that's going to be the backdrop of the page. Now I've folded it in half and in half again. I need to bring that top corner down to the folded line in the middle. So this is a bit like making paper aeroplanes. Same on the other side, fold that top corner down into that folded middle section. And then open it out and fold it back the other way. This is just so that we get that folding kind of mechanism happening properly. So I'm not trying to create another fold line, I'm just trying to help this one to move backwards and forwards better. And once we've done that, we're going to pop that inside. So you'll see that again when I do it on the other side. So we just kind of, it's almost like a gusset. We're popping that bit from the top of our fold inside. So it really is like making a paper aeroplane. So there we go. And now we're going to do something similar with these little bottom corners. So we're just going to fold that in towards that bottom corner, open it out, and pop that little kind of gusset we've just created inside. Now tracing paper is a little bit fiddly to fold. That's why I'm using the bone folder as well, because once it's in place, I want to get a really crisp fold. So again, folding that in, popping that open, and just placing that kind of fold in on itself. And And repeat that 2 more times on the other side. So fold it into the center, open it out, pop the fold back in on itself. And then when it's all in the right place, use the bone folder to really crisp that fold. I practice this on a piece of normal paper first. I would highly recommend doing that so that you can just get used to where you're folding things, because the tracing paper is just a little bit more tricky, that's all. Partly as well because we tea dyed it. But ironing it makes it a lot easier to handle. There we go, just popping that fold back in on itself. Give it another all over fold with the bone folder, and look, here we go. That's it, simple as that. We've made our map fold secret pocket. Now where I've folded it, it's not 100% lined up at the bottom there, so I'm just trimming off the excess so it's nice and flat. And I'm just giving all of the edges a bit of treatment with the ground espresso. And I want to put it this way up on the page because when I open it, I want to create a pocket. So I want it to hold. If I put it the other way up, everything would fall out the bottom. So I'm just kind of playing around with how this is going to look and work. And I've got one of these beautiful Tim Holtz moths left over, so I'm going to use that. I'm bringing in one of the printables from the companion course and just using my tab punch there just to create a tab that I can put on the top to make it an invitation to open this pocket. Now I need to be really careful when I stick this on that I'm only sticking it to the front, the very front piece, and I'm not sticking it down to the other bits that are folded in. Placing the moth at the top there, I think that just looks nice. And because this is tracing paper, you'll kind of see through, and this is a transparency, you will see some of that moth through the other side when you open as well. And before I stick it down, just bringing in my favourite stamp that I've been using all the way through this. It just kind of, having one stamp that you kind of use all the way through a project just helps bring it together. Bit of glue on that very back panel. It's the only bit that needs glue on, that one back panel. And you see I only left a couple of mil either side, didn't I, when I trimmed that. So it sits within the page. It works. There we go, just that one back panel glued, and it means everything else can move nicely. You know me, love to add a little bit of fussy cut, just bringing in all of that kind of nature growing in across the page. A few little Tracy Fox specimen printables here, little snippets. Just to help that page, that pocket to settle on the page a little bit. This really is such a simple thing to do, but it's so, so effective. And I think using the tracing paper it just adds such, like that noise. Here we go, listen to the noise. I love that. I've just put some bits of old book page in here, which are all a bit kind of naturey, and just popped them in there in our little secret pocket. And that's it. Look, here we go. These are all the interactive elements done. We've got our map fold page there. Then we've got our waterfall. I love this. Our Rolodex waterfall. We've got our big accordion pocket here full of journaling cards ready to be journaled on. So that's the first side. And then on the other side here, we've got our pocket with our big journaling card on the very front. Then we've got this page here with all our little tags, not just down the side, but in these little specimen slides as well. We've got our little pocket here, loads more little goodies inside. And then we've got our file folder pockets here that still need to be stuffed with bits and pieces. We've got some more journaling pages here, little tuck spots. That page there needs some work, doesn't it? A blank page. That definitely needs some work. Then we've got our flap out pocket here. So we've got these little three pockets here that also flap down. So there's more journaling space on the back and behind them. Then we've got this pocket here with some lovely little notebooks and journals in. And that opens up again to some more journaling space. I can just about fit it in the screen. So that's all our interactive elements done. What we need to do next is put this all together, because these are all free floating at the moment. We need to put all this together, we need to put a closure on, and then we can call this done. Oh my gosh. Whew. This has been a labour of love. I hope you're enjoying it. One more episode to go and we're done.